Coronation Street super mega celebrity Jonathan Howard confirms new investigate Carl's past. His dating together along with his mother and father goes to return back out. Jonathan Howard has hinted that there's a good deal greater to Carl Webster than the nasty outdoors we have got visible so some distance. The actor says Carl's upbringing and his fraught dating together along with his mother and father could be explored. And it seems like a key to know why he behaves the manner he does. Viewers have watched Carl lie, con and sleep together along with his brother's wife. But Jonathan is eager to expose us a softer, greater human aspect beneath the scheming. It's clean that the writers are getting ready to peel return the layers. And I assume it truly is the proper flow villains with plausible scars are some distance greater interesting. Carl grew up in Germany. The item reminds us, and become raised with the aid of using Bill and Elaine Webster even as Kevin and Debbie had been with inside the image returned with inside the UK. Howard factors out that Carl in no way felt the affection of his mom and become in large part not noted with the aid of using his own circle of relatives. And you could see how that absence would possibly warp a person's pics later in life. This isn't always an excuse for what he has done, of course. However, it does provide a purpose that makes his nastiness experience tragic as opposed to cartoonish. When an individual's cruelty stems from abandonment or longing, it invitations the target market to experience complex feelings, anger at his moves and pity for the person at the back of them. Jonathan's choice now no longer to render Carl as a two-dimensional baddie is promising. He says he wishes to expose that Carl made awful choices due to the fact he become desperate. And desperation is an effective dramatic engine. We've already visible him swindle Debbie out of manage of the in-bills and installation dodgy schemes on the garage. Now, together along with his own circle of relatives records at the table. The ones con video games ought to study as tries to shop for the own circle of relatives he in no way had. As opposed to mere greed. There's additionally a risk, though, that sympathy may be misinterpreted as justification. The exceptional soaps navigate that line cautiously giving context without absolution, and if Coronation Street does that, Carl's arc ought to grow to be one of the year's maximum compelling. Expect a few uncomfortable reunions and emotional reckonings whilst the reality approximately his early life comes out. If Carl clearly did develop up without affection, then scenes of him confronting mother and father or siblings ought to be raw, quiet and probable devastating. Jonathan's feedback make me hopeful the writers will face up to smooth redemption and rather allow us to watch a person battle with the outcomes of years of hurt. That's the type of storytelling that adjustments an individual from a villain right into have a look at of what occurs whilst love is withheld.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.